Do you know the answer? Today, 50 general knowledge questions are waiting for you. Do you know who created Hercule Poirot? Which famous bear loves marmalade sandwiches? And which composer wrote Swan Lake? Some questions may seem easy, but a few are trickier than they look. You'll have 5 seconds to choose each answer. Keep track of your score and share it in the comments. And stay until the very end. A secret bonus question will be waiting for you after question 50. Thank you for your like and subscription. Ready? Then let's begin. Question 1. Which animal is famous for producing cube-shaped droppings? A koala, a wombat, a badger, or an otter? The answer is a wombat. Different parts of its intestine have different levels of stiffness, helping to shape the droppings into cubes. Question 2. What is the name of the coffee shop in Friends? Monk's Cafe, Luke's Diner, The Peach Pit, or Central Perk? It's Central Perk. Its orange sofa became one of the most recognizable pieces of furniture on television. Question 3. Which empire used knotted cords called quipus for record keeping? The Inca Empire, the Maya Empire, the Aztec Empire, or the Olmec civilization? The answer is the Inca Empire. Quipus used cords, knots, and colors to record information, such as taxes and labor. Question 4. Who painted Girl with a Pearl Earring? Rembrandt, Jan Steen, Johannes Vermeer, or Peter Paul Rubens? It's Johannes Vermeer. Despite its name, the painting is not a formal portrait, but a tronie, a study of an imaginary character. Question 5. Which animal is the fastest when diving? A cheetah, a peregrine falcon, a golden eagle, or a sailfish? The answer is the peregrine falcon. In a hunting dive, it can reach around 200 miles per hour, making it the fastest animal on Earth. Question 6. How many face cards are there in a standard deck of 52 playing cards? 8, 10, 12, or 16? There are 12, a jack, a queen, and a king in each of the 4 suits. Question 7. What type of animal is an axolotl? A lizard, a fish, a frog, or a salamander? It's a salamander. Unlike most salamanders, an axolotl usually keeps its feathery external gills throughout its adult life. Question 8. Which document begins with the words, "We the people"? The Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the U.S. Constitution, or the Gettysburg Address? The answer is the U.S. Constitution. "We the people" are the first 3 words of its preamble. Question 9. Which of these metals is liquid at 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit? Mercury, gallium, cesium, or aluminum? It's mercury. Gallium and cesium melt just above normal room temperature, but mercury is already liquid at 20 degrees Celsius. Question 10. Which novel begins with the words, "Call me Ishmael"? Treasure Island, Robinson Crusoe, The Old Man in the Sea, or Moby Dick? The answer is Moby Dick. The famous line is spoken by the novel's narrator, Ishmael. 10 questions down. If you have 7 or more correct, you're off to a strong start. The next round gets a little trickier. Question 11. Which mammal is covered in large, overlapping keratin scales? An armadillo, an echidna, a pangolin, or a porcupine? The answer is a pangolin. It is the only mammal covered in large keratin scales, the same material found in human fingernails. Question 12. Which English king sealed Magna Carta in 1215? King John, Henry VIII, Richard III, or William I? It's King John. He placed his royal seal on Magna Carta at Runnymede after facing pressure from rebellious barons. Question 13. What is the name of the cowboy in Toy Story? Jesse, Buzz Lightyear, Andy, or Woody? The answer is Woody. This loyal cowboy doll is the leader of Andy's toys and one of Pixar's most recognizable characters. Question 14. The Rosetta Stone helped scholars decipher which ancient writing system? Cuneiform, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Mayan glyphs, or Linear B? It's Egyptian hieroglyphs. The stone carries the same decree in hieroglyphic, Demotic, and ancient Greek scripts. Question 15. What is the main ingredient in traditional hummus? Lentils, white beans, chickpeas, or green peas? The answer is chickpeas. Traditional hummus also includes tahini, lemon juice, garlic, and olive oil. Question 16. In which sport is the Ryder Cup contested? Tennis, cricket, sailing, or golf? It's golf. The Ryder Cup is a team competition played between golfers from Europe and the United States. Question 17. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Marie Curie, Florence Nightingale, Ada Lovelace, or Rosalind Franklin? The answer is Marie Curie. She won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903 and later received a second Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Question 18. How many keys does a standard modern piano have? 76, 80, 88, or 96? There are 88, 52 white keys, and 36 black keys. Question 19. What do you call a word or phrase that reads the same forwards and backwards? An anagram, a homonym, an acronym, or a palindrome? It's a palindrome. Words such as level, radar, and civic are familiar examples. Question 20. Which distress signal is written as 3 dots, 3 dashes, and 3 dots in Morse code? SSS, OSO, SOS, or SOO? The answer is SOS. The sequence was chosen because its simple pattern is easy to recognize. It did not originally stand for any particular words. 20 questions down. Are you still keeping score? The next 10 mix a few easy wins with some sneaky traps. Question 21. Which of these Roman cities was buried by Mount Vesuvius in 79? Pompeii, Carthage, Sparta, or Ephesus? The answer is Pompeii. Volcanic ash preserved many of its streets, buildings, and everyday objects for centuries. Question 22. Which organ produces insulin in the human body? The liver, the kidney, the pancreas, or the thyroid? It's the pancreas. Insulin helps control the amount of glucose in the bloodstream. Question 23. Atticus Finch is a character in which novel? The Great Gatsby, To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men, or The Catcher in the Rye? The answer is To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus Finch is a lawyer and the father of the novel's young narrator, Scout. Question 24. Which process turns milk into yogurt? Pasteurization, distillation, filtration, or fermentation? It's fermentation. Bacteria convert lactose into lactic acid, giving yogurt its tangy taste and thicker texture. Question 25. What is a young swan called? A cygnet, a colt, a fawn, or a calf? The answer is a cygnet. Young swans usually have gray or brown feathers before developing their adult plumage. Question 26. In which English city were the Beatles formed? Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, or London? It's Liverpool. The Beatles formed there in 1960 and frequently performed at the city's famous Cavern Club. Question 27. Timbuktu is located in which country? Niger, Chad, Senegal, or Mali? The answer is Mali. Timbuktu was once an important center of trade and learning near the southern edge of the Sahara. Question 28. What is the scientific study of fungi called? Entomology, mycology, paleontology, or herpetology? It's mycology. Fungi include mushrooms, molds, and yeasts, as well as thousands of less familiar species. Question 29. Which ingredient forms the base of traditional miso paste? Chickpeas, lentils, soybeans, or peanuts? The answer is soybeans. They are fermented with salt and koji, a culture commonly grown on rice or barley. Question 30. What is the largest living cat species? The tiger, the lion, the jaguar, or the leopard? It's the tiger. The largest individuals can weigh more than 250 kilograms. 30 questions complete. If you have 20 or more correct, you're doing very well, but don't relax yet. Question 31. How many sides does a dodecagon have? 10, 11, 12, or 14? The answer is 12. The word comes from Greek terms meaning 12 and angle. Question 32. Who composed the Four Seasons? George Frederick Handel, Antonio Vivaldi, Johann Sebastian Bach, or Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? It's Antonio Vivaldi. The Four Seasons is a set of 4 violin concertos, each portraying a different season of the year. Question 33. A deficiency of which vitamin causes scurvy? Vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, or vitamin K? The answer is vitamin C. Scurvy was once common among sailors who spent long periods at sea without fresh fruit and vegetables. Question 34. Which city hosted the first modern Olympic Games in 1896? Paris, London, Athens, or Rome? It's Athens. Many events took place in the restored Panathenaic Stadium, which was built almost entirely of marble. Question 35. In the sentence, "She ran quickly," what part of speech is quickly? An adjective, an adverb, a noun, or a verb? The answer is an adverb. It modifies the verb ran by describing how she ran. Question 36. What is the largest bone in the human body? The femur, the tibia, the humerus, or the pelvis? It's the femur. Located in the thigh, it is both the longest and the strongest bone in the human body. Question 37. What does WWW stand for? Web, World Wide, World Wide Web, Wide World Web, or World Web Window? The answer is World Wide Web. It was invented by Tim Berners-Lee while he was working at CERN. Question 38. Which musical symbol raises a note by one semitone? A flat, a natural, a rest, or a sharp? It's a sharp. A flat does the opposite. It lowers a note by one semitone. Question 39. Which ancient civilization first developed cuneiform writing? The Egyptians, the Phoenicians, the Sumerians, or the Romans? The answer is the Sumerians. Cuneiform began in ancient Mesopotamia and was first used mainly for record-keeping. Question 40. Paella originated in which country? Italy, Spain, Portugal, or Greece? It's Spain. Paella originated in the Valencia region, where it was traditionally cooked in a wide, shallow pan. Only 10 questions remain. The final round starts gently, but question 50 is one to think about. Question 41. Who created the fictional detective Hercule Poirot? Dorothy Sayers, Phyllis Dorothy James, Agatha Christie, or Nio Marsh? The answer is Agatha Christie. Poirot appeared in more than 30 of her novels and is famous for relying on his little gray cells. Question 42. Who formulated the 3 laws of motion? Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, Albert Einstein, or Nikola Tesla? It's Isaac Newton. He presented the 3 laws in his famous work Principia, published in 1687. Question 43. What is 15% of 200? 20, 25, 30, or 35? The answer is 30. 10% of 200 is 20, and another 5% is 10. Question 44. Who composed the ballet Swan Lake? Igor Stravinsky, Pyotr Tchaikovsky, Sergei Prokofiev, or Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov? It's Pyotr Tchaikovsky. Swan Lake was first performed in Moscow in 1877 and later became one of the world's most famous ballets. Question 45. What is the highest possible total when rolling 2 standard 6-sided dice? 10, 12, 14, or 16? The answer is 12. The highest number on each die is 6, and 6 plus 6 equals 12. Question 46. What is the fear of confined spaces called? Claustrophobia, acrophobia, arachnophobia, or agoraphobia? It's claustrophobia. The word is commonly used for an intense fear of enclosed or crowded spaces. Question 47. Which U.S. president appears on the front of the $1 bill? Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, or George Washington? The answer is George Washington. His portrait has appeared on the $1 bill since 1869. Question 48. Which fictional bear is famous for loving marmalade sandwiches? Winnie the Pooh, Paddington Bear, Baloo, or Rupert Bear? It's Paddington Bear. He often keeps a marmalade sandwich beneath his hat in case of emergencies. Question 49. What is the square root of 144? 12, 14, 16, or 22? The answer is 12. 12 multiplied by 12 equals 144. Question 50. Which battle from 1066 is shown near the end of the Bayeux Tapestry? The Battle of Agincourt, the Battle of Waterloo, the Battle of Bosworth Field, or the Battle of Hastings? The answer is the Battle of Hastings. The Bayeux Tapestry depicts the Norman conquest of England, and despite its name, it is actually an embroidery rather than a true tapestry. That was question 50, but don't go anywhere. There's still one bonus question waiting for you. What does the name Big Ben actually refer to? The clock, the tower, the bell, or the building? How many did you get right today? Write your score and your answer to the bonus question in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next quiz. Stay curious and have a great day. See you in the next quiz!